Hi, welcome back to Arizona Lifestyles with Holly Waxman and 72 Sold. And today I'm lucky to introduce my three special guests. First and foremost, we want to thank John and Stacey with the Luxury Home magazine, which is so wonderful and,
It's a beautiful magazine that has been in the Valley for so long, and someone who's grown up here. This magazine means a lot, not only to real estate, but to Arizona and to kids who've grown up here, who've probably seen this on their coffee tables years after years of growing up.
They've seen it on their parents' coffee table.
Right.
It's a good goal to dream about.
Right.
They dream about having a $5 million house one day. They end up with $2.5 million. They win.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Got to shoot high.
So, John, thank you so much for being here today.
Always welcome.
And then, of course, my favorite lender, Ryan Nelson with Barrett Financial.
Thank you.
Really one of the smart men I know in this world about finances and just really helping us out. So lucky to have him on my team when we have clients and such to put them on the right path and roadmap. And of course, my favorite one and only special daughter, Britney Waxman.
Hi.
Thanks,
Hi.
Britney. And one of my favorite listing partners. Well, wow, we just finished the Christmas holiday and life is good. Anything special you guys did that was unforgettable or?
No, just relaxed. It was a good holiday. It's good to just have some downtime and really gear up for 2024.
I definitely do not know how to do downtime. I went to New Zealand and Australia, and I sent pictures home of what kind of bears, Brittany?
Koala
Bears. Yes, I was like, wow, polar bears, koala bears. Yeah, they were really cool. And
She had a couple beers.
A couple beers, some glasses of wine. We went on a cruise, and it was all you could drink. So definitely, for someone that doesn't drink, one drink was good for me. But definitely a trip of a lifetime, and I'm glad to be safe and sound home back. But back to real estate. So the Luxury Home magazine. John, first and foremost, were you born and raised in Arizona, or did you move here from somewhere else?
I was actually born and raised in Texas. Mainly grew up in North Dallas. So I've been out here. I think I moved out here back in 1994, going on 30 years living here. I've lived here longer than I've lived and grew up in Texas. Wow. So it's my new home.
Yeah,
never moving back.
Place. Now, with Luxury Magazine, and how do you like Arizona better than where you grew up?
Texas is a great state, but out here the weather's amazing.
Right.
The landscape, just the beauty of the nature of the land and everything. I mean, you have mountains, cactus. I mean, for somebody who grew up in Texas, most people would say it is flat. And I do miss green, some trees sometime, but at the end of the day, you cannot beat the landscape and just the environment. It's sunny all the time, of course. People love to be outdoors. And if you are an active person, I mean, this is a perfect state and or city to live in. Absolutely.
I agree. And my girlfriend Amy, one of my best friends from Chicago, was out visiting, and we went to one of our favorite restaurant bars.
Yes.
And I ran into John and Thompson
105. That's where I met you, through Miss Amy Docks, who's an amazing person inside and out.
Right. And then I was with my friend Amy Edelson now. Yeah. So it was good. It was a fun night. So this magazine, tell us your relationship to the magazine.
I own it. I'm the publisher and owner of the magazine. I hate to be called the owner. I don't even like the word HATE, but anyway, I'm the publisher.
Right.
And I've been in the real estate magazine business for probably 35 plus years. Uh-huh. I got started into, niche publishing and magazines right out of college in Texas.
Totally believe in it, yeah.
So it's the only thing I've done. I've only worked for two people my entire life. Corporate America, one of the largest niche publishing companies in the world back in the day. For 10 years, they trained me well, moved me here to Scottsdale back in the mid 90s. And 5 years later, I quit and told them that I'm going to start my own company, that you trained me too well.
Good job. And when I got out of college, I used to sell advertising for the Yellow Pages. So really have a heart for magazine advertising and believe in the potential of it. So this is really interesting because Britney and I are getting into selling some luxury homes. So we're getting acquainted again with John. And John, in your experience from the Luxury Home magazine, what in particular attracts buyers to the luxury real estate?
Well, first of all, I mean, the $1 million properties that you have in this town, and there's $1 million neighborhoods in every city, but I'd probably have to say between PV and Scottsdale, in any major metropolitan, there's always one or two cities that have the majority of the quote unquote $1 million neighborhoods. But I think when people move here, they love just a different style of the houses. When I moved here 30 years ago, I bought my first stucco house. I was so excited. And after a couple of years, I realized, of course, sort of wore off on me because everybody has a stucco house.
Right.
But, but with all the new neighborhoods coming about, it's brand new. There's fresh. It's just totally different from what they see, especially from up north, northeast, northwest, Northern California and stuff. It's just a totally different style of landscaping and architecture. And when people move here, they get excited.
Absolutely. I know when I first moved here from Chicago, I grew up in Skokie, Evanston, and we had low vaulted ceilings, small rooms, small lots. Here, when you walk into homes, there's high vaulted ceilings, big rooms.
Big islands, and some of them even have 2 giant islands in these houses.
Right. Yes. More than not.
Yeah.
And double ovens.
Right. Chef's kitchens.
Exactly. So, great. And then can you share any particular unique marketing approaches that you find with Luxury Magazine and the homes?
Well, yeah, that sort of works into something. Sort of what I'm about to say is I think there's 50, 60, 70,000 registered agents in Maricopa County, as we all know.
Is there that many?
Yeah. I always say 50 plus.
Yeah,
I think I'm sort of being conservative.
Same ones, right.
And sometimes you see somebody that has their first $10 million house. No one's heard of them. No big deal. But with the magazine, there's a lot of magazines in this town. Most of them, I'd have to say almost 90% plus, I would say they're lifestyle. I am not a lifestyle magazine. I am a call to action, which means everything in the magazine, for the most part, is for sale. It's a different mindset.
Right.
And back to how I can fit in the marketing and selling and buying luxury real estate is this. There's 50,000 agents. There's 50,000 websites. There's 50,000 Facebooks, 50,000 Instagram, 50,000 of everything. Somebody's number one in something. But there's only one true luxury home magazine in town, and that's what I have. So for agents and my clients who are in there, 2 things. Number one, they're a big fish in a small pond. I meet people all the time. I used to tell people back in the day, what do you do? I own a magazine, luxury home. Now I just say, I'm in the pub business. I've been here long enough. Well, which pub? And then I say, luxury home magazine. They go, it's on my coffee table, John. Right. Love it, love it, love it. Just like Britney said.
Right.
I think I met you one time. You said, I've seen it before. It's a great magazine. But for real estate, for my clients and realtors, in the luxury marketing, of course, there's video, there's print, there's internet, social media. But at the end of the day, print drives web traffic. And the reason why I say this is I think everybody here in your mailbox, you get these little mini mags, shoppers in the mailboxes.
Right.
They're real cheap paper, easy in, easy out, Party Barn Kids. Those are designed for one thing, to drive internet traffic. So, For example, when my magazine goes into mailboxes, and they flip through it and they see a house, the first thing they're probably going to do, I can't say this 100%, but based on my research and the publication research, is they're going to go directly to the real estate agent's website immediately. Boom, boom, Holly Waxman. Let's see what else she's got. Wow, she has a $2 million, she has a $3 million, she has a $750, she has this, and you just never know. Next thing you know, they tell their kid, hey, I found you a $1.2 million house, even though they may be looking for a $3 million home.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
Great magazine. What do you think are the trends with luxury real estate in Arizona? I mean, we've got a few listings right now. One that's spectacular for 3.7. Why don't you tell about that house, Brittany?
So we have one currently for coming soon for 3.7, and it's a brand new build. It's almost like a compound. It's really exceptional. It's 2 big homes on one piece of land. So with that, there's one property on it that's just roughly over 4,000 square feet. There's another one that's roughly just under 4,000 square feet. And within that, there's over 6,000 square feet.
Did you say 2 homes or a home and a giant
homes.
casita?
No,
it's a guest house.
Guest house, but
Yes.
2. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's its own separate home, which, could be for like the mom and dad and the regular house, and then some kids in the guest house.
Do they want their parents living that close, though, Holly?
I would.
Yeah, or for multi-generational.
Oh, yeah.
If the price is right and luxury is right.
Doesn't it take a village to raise kids?
I agree. The reason why I said that, I moved my parents out here from Dallas 10 years ago. And my mom goes, can I move in with y'all? I'm like, no, Mom. I love you, but not that much. So I moved in about 2 miles from me in my other property.
Well, this property is designed for that.
Right.
And that's what we're going for, that type of market, for, family compound living, to be able to pick who you have close to you and your neighbors.
And that is sort of a trend.
Right.
That is sort of a new trend. I've heard a couple of really, truly family compounds.
Right, and they're very unique, and many families like that. It can be cost effective. It can be really supportive with having multiple people having to work and having your family close.
But the home is not where people are going to be living on top of each other. It's over 6,000 square feet. People have enough space to have their own quarters, to have their own bathrooms. It's a big piece of property, but also at the same time, if someone has a big family and kids, it's going to feel homey.
Right. It's very spectacular. And the finishes in it are immaculate. With everything, it's just state of the art, very classic, very elegant.
I love the magazine, John. I've seen it several times. Are there some prerequisites to get into the magazine? Does the home have to be a certain minimum price? Obviously, looking through it, it's amazing. You see, homes that are $10 million, $2 million. Tell us a little more just about do you have a lot of demand where people want to put a home in there and you're like, well, it's really not worthy of being in the magazine? Does that ever come up?
Great question. Who do we allow in the magazine, right?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah,
okay. We actually have 2 type of clients. We have 2 clients. Number one, any real estate professional that has a listing over 700,000 plus, and or if they want to put sold or branding, because like I said, there's 50,000 websites, 50,000 real estate agents, et cetera. There's only one of a true luxury home magazine on the market here. So you're sort of a big fish in a small pond. So it's a lot of my clients, I'd have to say 80% of my clients have been with me probably 10, 15 to 18 years. They use it to brand themselves and acquire additional luxury listings. Because once you receive the listing, now you have 50,000 other people working for you. Because everybody's got a buyer from somewhere, and you just never know. You may have a buyer's agent from the West Valley that wants to buy this $3.7 million compound. You just never know.
Right. This one is spectacular. It's timeless.
Yep.
It's a contemporary custom home. We elevate your lifestyle. There's magnificent mountain views from every window. And it's on a large lot over 1.4 acres.
There's nothing else like this. There really isn't.
I mean, the garage space, the open space, the bedrooms, the tasteful designs.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's really beautiful. It's spectacular. It's definitely a dream home.
So I have a question for you, John. How do you decide which one gets the cover?
Knowing me is good. Okay. There's only 6 magazines, only 6 mags per year. So I'll only have 6 front covers. So I've got a couple, clients that, consistently once every couple of years. We're pretty much booked out, sometimes 3 to 6 issues a year in advance, but some things change. A house may sell. They may be building a property, and this is what's been happening the last couple of years is someone reserve a cover for a year down the road, and they just got the roof on top because construction's behind, maybe 3 to 6 months. But sometimes I've got a couple coming up next year that somebody calls, we could figure it out. So, I always try to make people happy. That's for sure. I've actually called some of my clients, said, "Do you want the cover?" "Oh, that's under contract." No, but it's all about communication. So, but the next couple are definitely booked, and I cannot change that because we're going into high season, and high season's pretty much starting now.
Right.
So, but anyway, back to your question real quick. I'll give you the short version. Who's allowed in my magazine? Real estate companies, branding, 700,000 plus. And the other category is any company that has a product or service that target wealthy homeowners. Home improvement, Learjets. I have, white clients in here. They do, $100,000, $200,000, what do you call theater rooms, luxury remodelers, as well as title companies, mortgage companies, because a lot of refis are going on, and when people look at the magazine, we have a very long shelf life, and people flip through it, and they may see a mortgage company or, well, really not a title. That's if they're going to buy something, but they look at it, go, honey, instead of buying another $5 million house, let's look at one of these companies in here to come out and give us a bid on a luxury remodel for our kitchen.
What we want to promote is our homes, and your magazine is spectacular. But this home right here, we're really proud of, and we want to encourage people that if you do interested in compound multi-generational living, we have the property that's one of a kind, unique, breathtaking.
And which neighborhood is this actually?
This is in Scottsdale.
Right.
So
it's an 85259. So it's some of the best schools in the area. It's right over by Fountain Hills, but also not
in
too far.
Scottsdale, near freeways, near Mayo Clinic.
Right.
Just a terrific location and wonderful property, and something we really feel proud of and lucky to be able to show and give people an opportunity to see and have, an opportunity to live here.
It's a gorgeous property.
Right. So, Ryan, please share with us what's happening with interest rates.
Well, we're finally on the downswing, and it's really nice to see that we've got good news in the market with inflation. So it's started to subside. It's meeting expectations. That there's talks of next year the Federal Reserve actually cutting interest rates. Where you're going to be in a soft landing spot. So, things were rough for a period of time in the mortgage business and, home ownership in general, just with rates being so high and affordability challenging. We're seeing rates in the 6s again, which is nice, and high 5s for government loans. So, will
they get back down to 3?
I don't think we'll ever see.
Maybe not 2.
Yeah, I don't personally think we'll ever see the 2s and 3s again. And we never really saw the 2s and 3s prior to COVID. I think it was really a one-time anomaly and just kind of a unique period of time. And people that capitalized on that were very, very lucky, at the right place at the right time. But I definitely think we'll see, in the 5s towards the middle of end of next year, kind of as a standard and a norm, which will really put things back into place where we have a balanced market with buyers and sellers and really get things back to normal in regards to people being afraid to go and buy a new home because they feel like they just can't afford it and give up that low interest rate to go to a higher rate. That's really been a challenge for a big bulk of the industry and really slowed things down dramatically.
Right. Well, that's great to hear that interest rates are moving to a more affordable, attainable rate, because that helps so many of our buyers. Because Brittany and I, we work with people that are buying multi-million-dollar homes as well as first-time home buyers. So we just pretty much like to work with nice people. These sellers are real easy to work with. This is definitely a dream home. What do you think, Brittany?
Yeah, no, it's good to hear. And especially people who are even thinking about selling and wanting to transition to something else. That's good news for them too. And yeah, but going to be so many exciting stuff in this new year, right?
Right.
And I think, Holly, in the beginning, you asked me about the luxury market here in, Arizona, /PV, and then especially Scottsdale. Is just think about this. Imagine being a luxury agent in Dallas, Texas. People don't buy second homes in Dallas. People don't retire and go to Dallas, Texas. They go south, Florida. And Arizona because of the weather. Right. And people here, they buy 2, 3. Some of them are third home buyers because they love the lifestyle and the sunshine and all that. So this could be a family's mini resort.
Right. Exactly.
So, and how much was it? 3.7?
3.7 million. But it's a beautiful property, great views, 2 homes. I mean, a main house and a guest home right on the same property, spacious. And in some areas, this is a neighborhood,
Well, good. Well, it's perfect timing to be on the market because high season's coming.
Right.
And everything. You've got Barrett Jackson, you got the Phoenix Open, you have the Arabian Horse Show. If you can afford a $500,000 Arabian or $1 million Arabian, you can afford $1 million house, bar none.
Exactly. And those are great events, super fun to come enjoy in Arizona.
And one reason why I bring up mainly Barrett and Arabian is I've had a booth at both shows for 18 years. Tried them out 18 years ago. We were a high-end luxury real estate magazine buying a booth at the Arabian, but it's all about the traffic, and these are people that can afford, these are wealthy people. And and they travel from all over the United States and the world to come to Barrett and Arabian, and you'd be shocked. It's amazing.
They're spectacular. There's lots of fun. Brittany worked at the Barrett.
Long time ago.
A long time ago. Were you a bartender?
No, definitely not a bartender. But yeah, no, they're definitely fun events. They're to look and people watch and talk around to people. And it's fun.
It's a fabulous event.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us, and glad to hear that we have rates going down.
I am as well.
Yes.
Okay.
And
we're going to hold you to that. You know that, right?
Fingers crossed.
And John,
January 1st, I'm sorry.
Thank you so much for joining us and sharing about your magazine and helping us promote our wonderful, luxury, timeless, contemporary compound. And Brittany, of course, thanks for putting your input. And thank you for all of our listeners. And bye for now.